Hi again, everyone. I'm olliemathews. This is Societal Narcissism. No contribution with this video. So, I've been pretty hard on boomers, baby boomers lately. I've been pretty hard on baby boomers throughout the entirety of my channel. And, I still stick to it, rightfully so. And, I have said numerous times, you know, it's not all boomers. I'm not talking about obviously every single baby boomer that exists. It's a lot of them, but it's obviously not. There's no 100% and absolutes to anything. There are plenty of very good and wonderful baby boomers out there, as I have stated numerous times. You know, the issue is that, of 31,000, my 31,000 subscribers, and if you went by the majority of people who write into me and have stories and sent in recordings and what have you, when you boil it down, it usually boils down to baby boomer parents. So it gets tough. It's tough for all of us to try to not to broad brush anybody, because you don't want to be broad brushed. I mean, we've been broad brushed with accusations our entire lives. When I talk about baby boomers, I'm usually backing it up with other things and, personal experiences, your experiences, you know, things that, where we validate each other because we have identical stories, you see, identical tactics, and it just seems like it's just like if you're a baby boomer, if you're a baby boomer who's been abused, and there's plenty of them on my channel. And I've had plenty of baby boomers in the comments, like not in these last couple videos, I don't think, but in past baby boomer videos, who know exactly what I'm talking about, say I understand exactly what you're talking about with our generation, and there's something up. And a couple weeks ago, remember I did the breakdown of the generations. I did the generational breakdown video where I went through. I think I started with the silent generation, the greatest generation, the silent generation, the baby boomers, Gen X, and then we got into what we got today with the Zoomers and millennials and Gen Z. And the thing you have to keep in mind about that, and with that video especially, is I also made a very specific delineation with the boomer generation because, you know, through doing this channel, I finally was able to answer the question of, like, why are we in such a state of societal narcissism? Where do these narcissists come from? Obviously, narcissists have been in existence since Christ was a carpenter, even before that, clearly. Okay, but where does this societal thing come from? Why is it now it seems like it's everybody, and it's everywhere in the society, and it's everywhere in politics, and anybody with power, or business people and media and what have you. And it was that post 1954 boomer, which is known that 54, the 53 to 60, was it 53? I think it might be 53. 53 to 64 boomer, the Generation Jones boomer, where, it's Generation Jones. It's technically, they call it Generation Jones, but it is still part of that boomer. And, and that, the crossroad point there with the generation, I told you, was the censure of Senator Joe McCarthy. It was at that point that if you were it's either 53 or 54 at this point when he was censured by the Senate, that because remember, Joe McCarthy was seeking out communists and Marxists within the United States government, in Hollywood, in music, in in an industry where he was saying that we have been infiltrated by communism, by Marxism. Now, if you read their own writings, if you read Cloward and Piven, and if you've read the other the communist manifestos out there, and you read their tactics, and they just list them, it is the narcissist playbook for gaslighting and gang stalking and turning issues around, using your enemy's strengths against them. It's the communist playbook. And when they were able to take out McCarthy is when that generation, so it basically gave the children the ability to shut down their own parents by now being able to coin this phrase, this term, McCarthyism, because nobody wanted to be called a McCarthyite at that point. Nobody wanted to deal with McCarthyism. And it was at that point that the narcissism fuse was lit. Because everybody born after the censure of Joe McCarthy was born into a world of where McCarthyism existed. Where if you tried to fight back against the communist, the Marxist tactics of gang stalking and the like, using your target's strength against them, and it's the narcissist play. That's where it was gave the child the ability to bully their own parents, which is where we're at today, where you got basically children now bullying their own parents. So it's those Generation Jones boomers that have been the most destructive of all the boomers out there. You know, born post 1953 to 1964. I mean, you're talking about your Bill Gates. You're talking about your Barack Obamas. You're talking about the most destructive politicians, your Schumers. The most destructive politicians, the most destructive industry people, the most destructive Hollywood people. If you look them up, they're all Gen Jones boomers, post 1953, 53, 54, when the whole McCarthyism thing could be used as a weapon against adults, a weapon against what would be who is in charge, the establishment. So, and again, and it's not every Gen Jones boomer either. There's some wonderful ones out there as well. And the main thing to really keep in mind is, if you're on my channel and if you've been watching my videos for any period of time, I'm obviously not talking about you. You wouldn't be here, okay? You wouldn't be here for as long as you've been here, watching as many videos as you're watching, if you were one of them, because that type of boomer doesn't even want to hear it. That type of boomer would know it, because that's the type of boomer, or that's the type of person that watches channels like mine to then use those tactics against their own family, against their own friends, and to keep going and going and going. And that's not the type of person that's on my channel, because they always end up revealing themselves. They end up revealing themselves very, very, very quickly. And it kind of sucks. I mean, I'm sure if you're not that type of boomer, it's got to suck to be a part of a generation that is constantly getting shit on, especially when you consider the things I say about them. It is what it is. When I say things like, nothing will change until the last boomer no longer walks the earth. Obviously, I am not talking about every boomer. I'm talking about a good portion, a good majority of the boomers. Okay? And the problem is, if you're a good person, you don't get the attention. Why? Because the squeaky wheel, the squeaky hinge, always gets all the attention. That's just how it is. If you're just living a normal life, you're under the radar, there's no reason to give attention like this, So, again, and because not everybody can watch every single one of my videos, people miss me saying it, they don't realize and I usually try to say it as often as possible when I do these videos. Not every boomer, just most of them. So I hope that clears some things up. I've gotten some emails, um, some comments, more or less. And again, I'm like, I have to keep doing these videos, and because it is an important topic, and it is an important flashpoint for all this narcissism stuff. And it does get, and believe me, it's what I know you guys want to watch and want to see as well, because I mean, the views, the comments, the interactions on those videos, especially these exposure videos. And I found a couple more. I found a couple more of these people out here doing the same thing. Estranged children. One channel is like, I think, Defiant Adult Children. Parents of Defiant Adult Children. Like, to say something like that, to call your adult child, your adult offspring, defiant, is still treating them as a child, which is what my point is with a lot of these people. They never let you grow up. Like my generation, Gen X, you've heard me say it a thousand times, we were held to an adult standard as children, and at the same time, never allowed to grow up. And I think listen, and I think that is the feeling of everybody who watches my channel, everybody who's been abused by a narcissist. They have that same experience, whether or not you were raised by a baby boomer or not, regardless of what generation you're in. It's just Gen X was that main focus group. Like, as a generation, that's how we were all treated. So I hope that kind of clears it up. And I know you guys have heard me say it. I know a lot of you have heard you say it, because other people have replied back. He says it's not all boomers, and he says it's not all boomers. He said it repeatedly, but not everybody can watch every video. I think I'm up to like 2,700 videos now that are live on my channel. I mean, it's just a lot of content. So that's what's up. I'm not feeling so hot today. I mean, honestly, it's my own fault. I got to take better care of myself. I got to take better care of myself. It's just that simple. You know, I when I go back and look at older videos, especially when I was thin, and I was really thin, it is depressing. And I'm somebody who uses food as a crutch. I use food as a way to soothe myself, and you know, I've been doing a lot of damage to myself lately, to be honest with you. And the other thing is, this food is, and I'm convinced, this food is poison. The shit they're selling to us that we're buying in America is straight up poison, especially in stores like the discount stores, like Aldi's. I'm just convinced they are poisoning us with shit. You know, because, like I said, it's my fault. I'm the one putting everything in my mouth. I'm the one eating the stuff. Like, and I'm the one who's got to get better control over that. You know, and I've said work out. I've tried to work out, and I fall off, and it's just, it's frustrating. It is. But at this point, like, my feet are bloated, my ankles are bloated. I know I'm carrying a shit ton of water weight. I feel like shit. I can't get comfortable. It's just terrible. And that's on me. It is. I mean, I know where it's coming from. I know why I'm doing it. I know it's because how I was raised and all the bullshit and that I've gone through for years. But at the end of the day, it's still my decision to eat like shit, to overeat, to, you know, buy the wrong shit, to eat right before bed, and it's just, it's on me. So I'm not feeling that well today. I really am not. I bought a bunch of fruit and vegetables. I gotta walk around, keep trying to walk around, get some water weight off me. So that is that. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody. The interaction and the support on the channel has been great, but we got to keep it going as well. I got a couple other stories to do. I've had some stuff on the back burner. I have a couple political videos that were sent in for me to do that are on the back burner, and I'm waiting for the right time to do those, because if I don't do them at the right time, then I start losing subscribers. I've actually been gaining subscribers again with the baby boomer videos, which is, again, I got to ask myself, I know what's going on with YouTube, yada, yada. But the politics stuff, again, you all know I'm for Trump and all, but it seems like when I talk about it, I just keep losing subscribers and getting the hate, and it is what it is. So I am getting to the stuff that's been on the back burner. I've got some stuff for like a week or two that are on the back burner that I'm going to be getting to as well. I'll exposing these other estranged parents fucking channels. Oh God, just the worst. And I'll try to get my goddamn health back in order, because man, I turned 51 in 3 weeks, and 51 is the age that my grandfather died of a heart attack. Now, he had rheumatic fever. He had a hole in his heart from the time he had rheumatic fever when he was a kid, which put a hole in his heart. He had his first heart attack at 27, so I haven't had to deal with that. But still, I am his spitting image. I am his spitting image. He never had a man bun, and he was already gray by my age. But I gotta fix it, because it is possible. So it's one of those things. So I will see you all very shortly. Please keep supporting the channel so we can keep this thing going. You guys know what to do with the links in the description box. Thank you to everybody who's contributed and keeps contributing. You're more appreciated than you know. And again, finally, I know it's not all baby boomers. It's just a lot of you. And you gotta understand how many of us have been abused by baby boomer parents. It's so many. And the ones who abuse, they all act the same way. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll talk to you all soon. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.